Hey, it's Friday. Before I go into today's vlog, I want to show you the short video that I made last night when I made the decision not to vlog yesterday.
So it's Thursday and I just don't want to vlog. I'll be totally honest. I just don't want to vlog. And I'm going to reflect on it. I've had a lot of stuff going in my mind today. Um, Listening to that audio yesterday, it does give a warning at the beginning that it can be quite triggering, or it can be very eye-opening as well, depending on how you want to see it. But I've had I'm mentally exhausted. I've had a day where I have brought so much awareness to all of my thoughts to try and see how my ego's working right now. And I don't want to talk right now. I don't want to vlog.
As you can probably tell in that video, I'm not my happy-lucky-go self. And that's because I have my days too. Yes, I walk around and I try to embrace the positive moments and I try to help other people find hope and find their positive moments. But I'm human, and the reality is I too face those days that really knock me off my feet. So I'll explain a little bit about yesterday and why I made that decision not to vlog. On Wednesday, I shared that I was listening to an audio called The Inner Work. And it really gets you to start asking questions about how your mind is working and bringing awareness to how your mind is working. So on Thursday, I decided to bring absolute, like, double the amount of awareness that I normally do bring. Now, I'm normally very aware, but I wanted to really enhance it, just to go deeper and to see if there's anything right now that I'm missing, which I know for sure there is, because there are definitely days where I do get triggered by certain things. And as the day was going, it was so enlightening to see the things that I was saying to myself throughout the day. So, for example, I'll take you on a process of my day and how my thoughts went around that day. I woke up in the morning and I had to go to work, and I hadn't been at work for a while because I had some time off, which was really lovely. My first thoughts were, I don't want to go to work. I just want to stay in my nice warm bed. It was cold, I just didn't want to move. But that already made me feel, oh gosh, like another day at work kind of vibe. Which isn't really how I feel, because I really enjoy going to work. I love helping people and I love the organisation that I do at work. It's nice, it ticks those boxes for me in that respect. But I still had those thoughts of I just didn't want to move. I did move. I got up because I had to. I had to go to work. When I went to work, I got nervous answering phone calls. What if I don't know the right answer? What if I say something wrong? What if I have to ask my boss what this means when I should actually know this because I've worked there for a long time? But my memory is really bad, and but I can't keep saying my memory is really bad because it's not an excuse. I have to keep practicing. I have to know what I'm doing. All of these thoughts, I'm already tired and it's now 9:30, alongside all of the other thoughts that I probably didn't catch. I then come out of work, I finish nice and early, and I have to go straight to see the dentist because I had a poorly tooth. When I got to the dentist, I had suspicions that I'd broke the retainer that holds the front of my teeth together, which was put in like 15 years ago. So I was devastated. Having this broken then caused a lot of fears of, will the gap come back in my teeth? Oh no, I already feel conscious about smiling. Now it's going to be even worse. Where am I going to find the money to be able to fix my teeth? Because I can't get it on the NHS. I have to go to the orthodontist. That's going to cost me loads of money. Guess what? It cost me £80 before I even got through the door to see someone to tell me what the best thing to do. So now I'm raising lots of fears of worry, of whether the gap's going to come back, worrying about money, worrying if I can get an appointment quick enough to prevent that from happening to my teeth. And I'm obsessing over things that actually haven't happened yet. The things that I'm thinking are going to happen, worst case scenarios. Whereas it could turn out to be that I could have got an appointment quite quickly and managed to solve the problem. I didn't allow myself the space to believe that. I allowed myself to get really caught up and emotional about how badly things were going in regards to my teeth. When you smile, when you talk, what is the first thing everyone sees? They see your teeth. So if something's wrong with your teeth, naturally it is like, oh my God, this needs sorting out. Now, I had all of that and I was obsessing over all of that, and when I got home I was just fed up. I just sat down, and if I'm totally honest, I did have a cry, because I'd said all of these stories in my head that made me feel so low. I then immediately thought I might just go to the pub and have a drink. Why? Why do I need to go to the pub and have a drink? I'll tell you why I felt like that. And that's not because I'm an alcoholic, but it's always the thought of having some kind of release. If it wasn't drinking, it's smoking. If it isn't smoking, it's doing other things that are no good for me. Self-sabotaging behaviour. So I really had to sit down and go, no, I am not going to do that, because that is not the option, and that is not going to be what's going to get me through this. If anything, it's probably going to make me more emotional, then I'll feel really sick, and today was an important day to go back to the dentist. I cannot be doing things like this. So I was then like, right, well, most of the day has gone and I haven't done my vlog today, and I really don't want to do my vlog. I don't want to get on my vlog. I don't want people seeing me emotional and stressed out, and I wasn't really looking very nice. I'd had rough hair, and well, I mean, when I look back at the video, I was a bit harsh on myself. I didn't really look that rough. But I just had all of these really negative thoughts, creating all of these scenarios in these stories of, oh, if I post a video today, people are going to think, oh, look at her, she's not spreading hope anymore, is she? She's stuck in her dramas and her anxiety, and that's not really very hopeful. But I realised something very, very important. In order for me to be able to help people find hope, we have to be real about the darkness and the despair. We have to face it. We have to go, do you know what? This is the situation that I'm dealing with. But how can I begin to find small segments that can make me feel more hopeful throughout the day? So I decided to get up this morning, again feeling quite anxious because I had to go back to the dentist to try and find some sort of solution. The thoughts did begin to come again, and I did begin to get very emotional again. But I was so like, come on, Jem, there will be a solution. We will find a way around it. We just need to be a little bit patient and a bit hopeful that there is going to be a way through this. So I've gone to the dentist, and there is a plan. It's all set in place now for me to be able to fix my teeth. But the interesting thing that I learned from all of this over the last couple of days is that I felt I didn't want to post. I didn't want to be vulnerable online. I didn't, and I know I did it recently when I had an experience with my meditation. But I feel like this was different. This was like an experience that I was experiencing just because it was me and my body, and this was my body and something was failing in my body. And I felt ashamed, I felt worried and concerned that it was then going to draw loads of attention to it. But why? Why do we feel like we can't talk about these things? Why do we feel like we have to hide the sadness that we are experiencing? And actually, there's something quite powerful about not hiding it and going, this is me, this is my real situation. And yes, I've got so many really positive things happening in my life, and I'm so proud of myself for where I am at with everything that's going on. But also, yes, I have the things in my life that are really challenging me, that are making me tired, that are making me anxious. And they're things that, now that I've brought awareness to, I can start applying practices and tools that I've learned to try and help me feel better. And these tools and these practices, I guess, are my little bit of hope, because they're my little bit of hope that they can change my mood to feel better, rather than going down a self-sabotage and change my mood in by drinking or smoking. I'm looking at things that can be positive to help me grow more spiritually, to help me grow stronger and more resilient as a human being. We can't ever take away the challenges. It's not possible. no matter how much I try to do in practices, and I'm sure many hundreds of people out there that have created their books and speeches and are doing amazing, they too do have these struggles. And just like Gabby says in the book, The Universe Has Your Backs, like, she was doing all of these talks and yet she still had things she was struggling with, and she still had to find ways to help get through, to bring that light into a dark situation, and to realize that I mean, I guess the thing that always keeps coming back to my mind is balance. Like, you can't have all the good without having some bad. There is always going to be good and bad. And it's about how we react to those situations. Like, the book of the inner work has said, reacting is it's a choice. So we can choose to react, we could choose to allow that situation to consume us and then absolutely write us off for the rest of the day, or sometimes even for the rest of the week or months, or worst case, years. And on the flip side of that, you could choose to learn to see it differently, learn to try and focus on the small steps and focus on the hope that things are going to get better and it's all going to work out in divine timing and it will be okay. Now, back to my teeth example, I was absolutely stressed all day yesterday. I allowed it to consume me, and then this morning I again woke up and I almost allowed it to consume me again. I'm going to vlog. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to be real and I'm going to vlog about this because I need to talk. I need to share my truth. And that's something that I really strongly believe, and I will always be my authentic self. I can't sit here in front of this camera and pretend that everything's great today, because it's not. It really isn't. I've got to go back down for an emergency appointment to fix the damage that was caused when the rest of the broken retainer was removed. But I did stuff to find a way to make the situation better. So I'm going down, I'm going to get that fixed today. I'm going to secure an appointment with an orthodontist to get some retainers, and thankfully I can do it quite fast. So I now know that within the next 2 weeks I will have some retainers to help protect my teeth. But I've got two choices now for the next 2 weeks. I either sit here worrying that my gap's going to come back and obsessing about it and letting that consume me, or I step back and go, well, you have a plan. The rest of it's out of my control. I can't do anything now until, one, I have the money, and two, I have the appointment and get the mold created to send off for the retainers. So do I carry on with all of the amazing things that I am doing in the process, like my vlogging and getting in touch with artists and doing my applications? Do I carry on with all the positive stuff? Or do I stop and allow myself to be consumed with worry and panic as to what's going to happen? I'm presented with a choice, and it's not an easy choice, because obviously every part of me wants to go, you carry on. And that's why I'm now sat here doing this vlog with you, because I want to carry on, and I'm going to push and I'm going to try and carry on. But I also won't lie and sugarcoat the fact that I'm feeling quite emotional. I'm feeling quite worried, and I'm going to work on it. I'm going to work on it and try to bring those stress levels down, and try to just accept that it isn't something I can control, but it is definitely something that I'm working towards getting fixed. I've done all the things that I could possibly do on my side of the fence. Now I just have to be patient and wait and carry on. So over the next couple of weeks, I know it's going to be important for me to find things during my day that can bring me hope. The small things like a nice warm tea, like going to see friends, carrying on with my vlog, and getting my stuff done towards Hope on Prescription, because that's all really positive stuff. So focus on that. That's what I've got to do.
Watching this back makes me feel like very vulnerable and like I don't want to post this video, but there's a massive part of me telling me I should.